Hey guys, welcome back. I am back with Season 36, Wars 4 through 6. In case you missed my last couple of videos, we are not pushing this season in 4 Loki, so I'm kind of consolidating Wars since they're not as interesting or high stakes as normal, but there are some fun ones in here. So first up, this was a test fight, Nebula versus Sabretooth. Sabretooth is a conduit defender, so as a reminder about conduit, basically, every time the defender gets knocked down, they will get non-damaging debuffs placed on them, but those debuffs will make them regen 80% of the damage taken. So as you can see, I'm honestly not the best Nebula player. I am trying to kind of play around strike counter, but yeah, I died too. He had so many furies. So I went back in to clean up with Omega. So we are not using any boosts this season, and the only items we're expected to use are the 1 loyalty revive. So going in here is Rintrah, and I'm here on path 2 in section 1 where I am pretty often. Strike counter nodes, of course. And so this is my first time, I think, fighting a Rintrah in war. And basically, I am going to play this just like I would play any other strike counter fight. I am just not going to corner him, because that's when he can go unstoppable and rooted and all of that stuff. So as you can see, I ate a heavy there at the beginning. I'm still not 100% with his animations, but he's going to be dead soon enough. His furies are pretty stacked up now, so I just don't want to get hit or even take blocked hits. And then I will be moving on to Manthing on 20. Going forward, I'm going to speed this fight up a little bit, because for the most part, it's always going to be the same. Now that I don't have a global to play around with here, this is just like a really standard fight there. I had a block drop. I don't know, I had some weird inputs. You guys will see them coming up. And now he's not wanting to throw his special, so I am just going to finish him off with a special too. And yeah. Next, I will be moving on to section 2. I only have this one path fight. It's an iBom on buffet over time. So I'm just going to be careful about not proccing decks. And since we're not really like going all out this season, I also won't be changing masteries really. So I have some fights with like non-ideal suicide champions, but I don't want to be changing masteries back and forth. So yeah, this fight's really easy. He will be down in just a second. Okay, moving on. This is the fight I brought Nebula for. Really, Nimrod, of course, on 46, and I lost Nebula, obviously, at the beginning of the war. So I revived her up to 40. And this is honestly why I don't care for Nebula, because I'm already down to 20% and I'm about to die. I accidentally parried and transferred all my shocks, so my ability to shut Nimrod down and the node down went away when I did that. So I went back in, and I am going to get my parry timing right this time, and I will just drop him with a special tip. And then moving on to War 5, I'm on path 1 here at the start. I have a Kingpin. This is masochism over time, so I don't want to parry him until I have enough scores that he can't shrug anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about this fight. It's really quite easy. And then after this, I will be moving on again to Manthing on 20. And I've talked about that fight so much, there's not really much else to say, so I will just let it go. I do actually want to note here, for those people watching that may not have seen me take this fight a million times, I would normally PS1 and probably also special 3 boost for this fight so that I can reset strike counter quicker. But yeah, now I'm moving on to Ebony Maw on Spite. So here's what I mentioned. Spider-Ham's not really an ideal champ to use his suicides on, but I wanted to test him out here and see how he would do. And so far the fight's going well. I, of course, have some degen resistance with Spider-Ham, and I got degened quite a bit there at the start. Now Spite is going because of the decks that I procced, but as you can see, I will hit into his falter here in a second. Let's see. Just gonna... There we go. And as you can see, I'm like healing from it because of that degen resistance, which is nice. Spider-Ham is fun to use once in a while, so it's cool that he benefits from the attack tactic this season. Get to use some different champs. Next up here is a Hitmonkey on kinetic transference, and I'm basically just gonna play this like a regular Hitmonkey fight. His health pool is so small that, you know, it's fine. Basically, the one thing you don't want happening is you don't want him throwing a special 2, or all of those blocked hits will push him to special 3. And then to wrap up this war, I am taking Nick Fury on kinetic transference. This also has feats of strength on it, so every time he gets a bar of power, he'll get like some sort of buff. And this has Rich Get Richer on it too. So once he starts getting power and getting those buffs, he's going to just get a flood of power. And so that's why I didn't really feed him power there in the beginning. And I would normally invuln here, and you'll see why in a second. And you can see his power is just kind of slowly going up, and I'm just not really having any regard for it. So I'm going to die to this special 3, but I will go back in and finish it up really quick. Okay, so for War 6, I am on Path 2 in Section 1 again, and I have a green Goblin here who I've never taken on this node before, and I have like a few input issues in this particular war. Like, I ate that heavy at the beginning, which doesn't normally happen. I've fought Green Goblin 8 million times. But right here is where I don't know how that happened. So I'm just going back in to finish him up really quick. And then I will be moving on to take Ikaris, again on strike counter. And with Ikaris, you want to watch out for a couple of things. If you hit him with a medium, which I didn't mean to there, I was trying to go in for his block, you will get a power detonate on you. And if you don't throw a special by the time that timer runs out, you will get a chunk of damage taken. So I threw my special one just in time. I normally wouldn't want to do that because I'm going to lose all my spores, but I knew I would be able to finish him off here without letting him throw a bar of power. Lights also give him energize buffs, of course, and so when he throws a special one, you take a chunk of damage if he has 7 or more. So I get why he's on strike counter, but it's whatever. Omega doesn't care. And then here's Manthing on 20 again, so enjoy. Okay, now in Section 2, I'm on Path 7, and here's where I have a ton of input issues. I have no idea. This fight just went so haywire. It's kind of crazy. Going okay here at the beginning, but yeah, I don't know. I just started taking a bunch of hits, and I obviously died, so I just figured I would finish him off with white mags. That way I had extra pre-fights in case someone needed them on Boss Island. And yeah, he cleaned it up really easily. And then I will be taking this Misty Knight on kinetic transference aspect of evolution, which I have fought Misty quite a few times in war by this point in time. And my strategy for Misty is I don't parry against her. Basically, the way I like to put it is you want to like pick one or the other, parry or dex, and that way you can keep her charges under control. However, when I don't parry, when I opt to dex instead of parry, she has the ability to evade her cryogenic charge that she has, which are those blue ones under her health bar. But either way, this fight is going fine. White Mags is shutting off a lot of what is annoying about this node, and I will just finish her off, I think in one more special here. Oh, just about. Well, she'll be dead in a second. Okay, so to wrap up this war, I am going to be helping out with this Peni on brute force on Boss Island. My alliance mates kept, like, their games kept crashing when they were trying to go into this fight, so I don't think she even had any attack bonuses left when I went in. But I had a parry fail there with Omega and I died, so I went back in with White Mags. I think under normal circumstances with full health and boosts, both Omega and White Mags are perfectly fine counters. The only thing you really want to watch out for is that brute force damage with class disadvantage. It's twice as strong as it would be if you were using just like a random class. So yeah, I mean, White Mags is like doing pretty well against her here. And I am going to die in a second. I don't remember what happened. I just like randomly took a bunch of hits. I might have had a parry fail. I'm not 100% sure, but she's almost dead. So I'll just finish her up really quick with Omega, and that will be that. So we are now halfway through the season. I am so excited for this season to be over and to have a regular season in season 37. But yeah, enjoying the break for now, and that will do it for this one. I will see you guys later. Bye.